Alright lads, so let's talk about Bleach Residence and also how to increase your character's power level to the best it can potentially be. Because this is going to be very important and something you are going to be working on your account and individual characters long term. It's how you are going to get the most out of your characters, and most of the way you are going to increase your power level is seen through the stamp system, which you do unlock at level 22. Now the stamp system has been super simplified when compared to the original beta. For the record, by the way, it did look something like this. But some of the simple ways to increase your power level, of course, is to increase the character to the max level. Like I said, until level 22, you're most likely doing this. And the character's level cap is based on your account level. So me right now, for example, I can't get above level 40 until my account does reach level 30. With that in mind, max level in the future, once we do get to that point, will be level 100. And as you do level up your character, you also do get a few free summon tickets. So definitely worth doing long-term leveling up all your characters so you can just get free summon tickets. Going through the other sections, of course, we also do have the weapon page. Now, in the weapon page, there are two particular things to look out for. We once more have another level up system, that being for the weapon itself. This is very similar, tied to the account level. So when you are progressing through the game, you do want to make sure your main DPS has the same character level and also same weapon level. In this case too, max weapon level is also capped at 100s. Now, with that, we also do have the stamp system. So every character does have access to an exclusive weapon stamp, which you can get through summoning on the gacha. Ideally, when it comes to SSRs, especially long term, if you saw our summoning guide, I do recommend always saving up enough gems or summon tickets for when a future character does release, you can pity the character, so 80 summons max, assuming worst luck possible, and you also pick up their weapon, which you are guaranteed in 40 summons. In my case, using Ichigo as an example, we did get the character's weapon stamp, and with that we do get 50% more weapon stat boost, but of course you also do get extra effects, like right now with Ichigo, we're getting extra critical rate, and our special attack deals basically double the damage. Now there are SR alternatives, but not amazing ones right now. I'm really hoping in the future we can get access to good SSR weapon stamps that are general use for any character. That right now is something the game is lacking. But if you are wondering what stamps you should be using if you don't have the SSR alternative, a simple one right now that you can use is the SR one. There are alternatives for every typing, so Thrust, Spirit, Slash, and also Strike. Ichigo is a Slash type character, so using something like this is going to be good for it. You get a 25% weapon stat boost, and also 15% more attack for 12 seconds. Which, if you have duplicates of, you can actually increase the level to get a bit more extra attack. Now, of course, skills are also self-explanatory. You also want to level them up as much as you can, especially, most importantly, unlocking the passives when possible. Because depending on the passive, it can really make or break a character. Using SR Rukia as an example, her second passive really does give her a good support ability, where once she does activate the Chill Release Battlefield skill, every character on the field takes less damage and also heals. So until your character can reach level 35, Rukia serves more as a sub DPS, but after level 35, she does then become a pretty good support character. Now, of course, as expected, duplicates also make your character better, but we're not really here to look into that. But like I said already, the thing that's going to differentiate every character in the game, what's going to make my Ichigo different to yours, is going to be the stamp system. So right now, every character gets access to 4 stamp slots. You have your 3 bottom shots, and then you have a core stamp. So quickly covering the core stamp section. So similar to weapon stamps, every character does have access to a core stamp that is exclusive to that character. In the case for Ichigo right now, using him as an example, with this particular core stamp, while holified, Ichigo can press the counter button immediately to perform an extra counter attack. Additionally, Ichigo will also then gain a 15% critical rate increase, and while performing counter attacks, you then also do gain more crit rate and also more counter attack damage. So this core stamp in particular gives Ichigo an extra attack option once he does holify and increases the damage for that specific attack. In the case for Kaname, it increases his ultimate damage, and when his ultimate is released, the enemies that are in the domain of his Bankai ultimately take more thrust damage. So these are actually very important. Fortunately, and we'll talk about how you can get these in a minute, there are generic core stamps that you can put onto other characters, and there are SSR alternatives. So this one, for example, is given away for free. Using any attack increases the damage of the next ultimate by 2.5%, and that can stack up to 20 times. This core stamp in particular is actually a pretty decent one. After releasing a battlefield skill, the entire team gains an 8% attack boost for the next 25 seconds. Now, with that in mind, you might be wondering, how exactly do you get access to these core stamps? Well, what we have here in the trials section is a really cool game mode that originally these core stamps were actually summonable. So before the release, before the beta, you actually had to summon for 2 pieces to a character. 3 things overall: the character, the core stamp, and the weapon stamp. What we see now in the official release is that the core stamp system has now just been turned into content, which again I think is really cool. This game mode itself is something that you want to repeat as much as you can, when you can, because this game mode does take different stamina. It takes corridor keys. Now, to get corridor keys, you do get 5 a week, and if you yet to reach level 22 to unlock this game mode, I definitely do encourage you to push as fast as you can, because in 18 hours the weekly reset will happen. Now, these corridor keys can also be unlocked through another game mode that you will get at a later level, and you can also get them through story by 3-starring every mission, for example. With these keys, you are then going to go into this mission, and every time you beat it, you are going to get a random set of rewards. There are 4 different boxes that you can get: a blue, purple, golden, and also rainbow drop. Blue and purple are guaranteed. There's a pretty good chance you are going to get a golden drop, and every now and then you will get a rainbow drop, which does guarantee you an SSR core stamp, which again includes some random ones that are universal for every character, and then there are also the exclusive ones for specific characters, like again Ichigo. There is in a way a pity system to this. As you spend your corridor keys, you will be increasing the percentage, and you will then be guaranteed a rainbow drop, which will then again give you that guaranteed SSR core stamp. Other than the guaranteed one, as you play through this game mode, you will occasionally get an extra drop. They are quite rare, but it will happen from time to time. Now, an additional way to get a core stamp is actually through the battle pass. If you do actually buy it, one of the main rewards that you can get here is the core stamp for characters, specifically the 6 available SSRs in the standard banner, and this is pretty much a way for you to guarantee the specific core stamp, the exact one you want. Because through this particular game mode, again, it is RNG. You will over time collect a bunch of core stamps, but it might take a little bit longer than you would maybe like to get the specific one you are looking for, unless you get lucky. Fortunately, there is a shard system, so once you do collect 100, you can just craft it. Overall, it won't take that long to get your desired core stamp, but the good thing is that these are pretty much farmable, and again, there are also SR alternatives, some pretty good ones too, like the Kenpachi one, where after releasing an ultimate or technique, your entire team could just get free heals. So these core stamps again are going to be really good. They do get better with duplicates. They give extra passives to make the character better, potentially unlock different attacks for the unit, and of course they also do give more basic stats. Fairly simple. Now let's talk about the other shards that you can get. So in a way, if you've played other gacha games, this is going to be the gear system, where every character is pretty much going to want to use a 3-piece set. Right now with Ichigo, for example, we are using the Rising Black Moon set. So with this, with the 2-piece, we are getting 11% more slash damage. With the 3-piece set, our base attack is increased by 18%, and each time a technique is released, increase the special attack damage by 28% for 10 seconds. And this set is perfectly crafted for Banka Ichigo, and pretty much every SSR, and even SR to be fair, have their own set that they want to use. And if you're ever wondering how to build your character, in the bottom left of the character page, it pretty much does break down the best SSR, core stamp, and weapon stamp that you can use, and also the next alternative. But they also do recommend the stamp set, which again is the Rising Black Moon set. So to get access to these set stamps, what you can do is go to the Realm of Mutation. And this is where most of the time, once you are reaching that endgame status, where you are going to spend your stamina. Right now, there are 4 individual quests, each dropping different ones. So most likely you are going to be farming the Rising Black Moon set for your slash type characters. And alongside that, you can also pick up the Savage Beast King, which is also a decent one, increasing your attack stat. But the 3-piece set is a bit too much RNG for my liking, where after dealing damage for 10 seconds, you get a random buff attack increase, crit rate increase, or all damage increase. At the start, you're going to be working with SR and also rare set stamps, but as you progress through the level, you will then be getting the harder difficulty, which will guarantee SSR set stamps. Fortunately though, to make it easier for you, you do actually get 2 free attempts every single day. So in a way, if you do think the stamina in this game is already an issue, you can do other stuff, spend your stamina elsewhere, while still slowly making sure you do this every single day, building up set stamps by doing the 2 free daily attempts. But this is going to be one of the main ways you are going to increase your power level. And like I said, long term, this is something that you are going to want to farm a lot, because each item is going to give different stats. And this is where the RNG system comes in, very similar to other, accessory gear systems. Because every time you do get a piece, not every piece is the same. This one, for example, is given HP and attack, and the advanced stats are giving crit damage and attack. This one has the same basic stat, while this one, for example, is actually a lot better, so I should be using this. is given the same amount of HP, we're getting a bit more attack, in this case percentage, and the advanced stats are giving more attack and also crit rate. So when you are playing with a particular character, if you are looking to increase the character's critical rate, their ultimate charge rate, you are going to want to look into the advanced stats and select the right piece for you. So not only is the, piece set important for getting the guaranteed bonuses here, you also do want to pick the best piece that can give you the most amount of basic stats and also advanced stats. Now, there's a bit more to how you can upgrade these two, because as stated here, when you do a 5-star set stamp, you can undergo a star upgrade, gaining one random passive effect and unlocking its final ascension. So that's something we can't really do right now or showcase. But in general, the set stamps are going to be very important for increasing your character's damage output through the passive effects that you can get and also general stats. So for example, right now, barely even worked on my Ichigo that much besides fortunately having the right weapon stamp and also of course core stamp by using the basic of basic set stamps. We have a level 1 SR. I have a level 1 rare set stamp here and another SR level 1 stamp. I'm not really upgrading these right now because I'm waiting to start getting access to the SSR set stamps, and I'll probably recommend you do the same. The enhanced materials are going to be kind of hard to come by, at least for the time being. You can't get these items to level up your stamps by just selling these duplicate ones that you don't need. So that's right now, pretty much all my set stamps are basically level 1. But again, my Ichigo stats right now are 16k. But what is it going to look like if we actually remove all our pieces? Well, you can see here only 4,000. So a lot of power is going to come from how you can build your character through the weapon stamp, which right now, just from the weapon stamp alone, does take us up to 8,000. You, of course, also do want to equip an appropriate core stamp. That then takes us to 13,000 power. And then when we equip our set stamps, we go up to 16,000. And that can be further increased once you get the higher rarities and also upgrade their levels. So main takeaway of the video, stamps are very important and is going to be the best way to make your character stronger and also increase their power level. Alongside, of course, leveling up the character manually. Again, if you are ever wondering what stamps you should be using, fortunately for us, we do have a strategy page for every single character and it does recommend everything. The best weapon stamp, core stamp, and also set with some SR alternatives. I'm very curious to see how this game is going to change long term. And also curious to see if maybe the recommended set stamp set isn't going to be the most ideal set for specific characters. I'm sure right now this is going to be the go-to build for everyone regarding Ichigo, but I'm curious if there's going to be different routes for maybe support characters or sub-DPS units. So personally, I would say right now, at least in regards to, again, sub-DPS and support units, there's going to be a bit more. Maybe more of SRs, creativity. So the Rukia set that you do want to use, especially the core stamp, for example, it increases our ultimate damage by 60% and also extends the duration of the freeze, at least by the ultimate. By 4 seconds, it's actually pretty good. But right now, for example, at least with me, I'm using the SR Kenpachi stamp right now that gives her abilities to heal my entire team every time she does use a technique and ultimate. I also, if I needed the extra damage, could use this one to gain an 8% attack boost whenever I use a battlefield skill. And in the case for Yachiru, actually is a support unit. In this case, by using this core stamp, every time I use an ultimate, the entire team gains an extra 6% attack boost. It's a little percentage increase. It can get higher again with duplicates. But this is maybe an example of different ways to build your characters outside of what they recommend, at least for support units. Support and sub-DPS units. But either way, that's the video for today, going over how to increase your battle power in Bleach Soul Resonance. Like always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you show support by liking the video, subscribe to the channel for more Soul Resonance content, and in the comments below, let me know what your highest battle power or power level is for your favorite character. Mine, right now, we are focusing on Ichigo, so currently I'm at 16,000, but I'm sure that'll be increased by quite a lot by the end of the day. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Take care, and peace.